Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to All In. This morning we are testing a brand new strategy. Ticker symbol SOUN. This tested, ignore this dollar sign, that's actually supposed to be percentage. This tested 31% gain for 1 month. These are supposed to be percentages, ignore the dollar sign. But over here we had this major win of 23%. Basically, what I do all day, every day is search for these simple strategies where clear entries, clear exits, there's no discussion. Do it every single day, and then I backtest that strategy and see what the results are. This one tested extremely well. Basically, all it is that you do a 3-minute chart. If you don't have that ability to do a 3-minute chart, basically the only thing you need to know is your entry is going to be at 9:33, 3 minutes after the market opens. And you're going to be going the opposite direction of whatever the first candle did. So right here we have a big red candle. So we're going to be going long with an entry point right there and a 2% stop loss. And then at 3%, which is right here, we're going to be selling half and then setting a stop loss to where we bought at. So in this particular case, you could see it went up to 3%, sell half, hit our stop loss. So like I said, first 3-minute bar of the day, if it's red, we're going long. If it's green, then we're going short. Stop loss for 2, I did 2.2. That's just for the back test, the 2.2 to take into account mistakes and the spread to make our back tests more accurate. And then we're going to be selling half at 3%, setting a stop loss where we enter the position. And then at 3:30, half an hour before the market closes, we're going to sell everything. And this is where the major wins come from. Okay, on a day like this, for example, your first 3-minute bar is red, so you're going long on the second bar. So you enter right here, is where you sell half, set a stop loss to where you bought at, and then I'd sell the rest of my position all the way over here, and that's a 13% gain on half of my position. So that comes out to 7.5% gain for the day. There's a lot of positive news. There's a lot of potential with the stock. So there's a lot of big moves upwards, as you can see, but also down. So we're shorting this as well. If the first 3-minute bar is green, then we're going to be going short. Because anytime you have one of these stocks and it's a red day on it, then it's going to go down sharply as well. So we have a projection set here. This green part, that's 3%. This red part is 2%. We're going in with roughly 4,200 units. And we're going to set a stop loss before we go in. This is the total dollar amount, 30K right here. And then we're going to be risking $650. So set a stop loss there. That's 12 ticks. For my total account balance, that's a 0.8% risk. So I just want to show you this massive win right here. This is 23% gain. If you catch just one of them, you're going to get a massive gain, but you want to do it with controlling the risk. We have a tight stop loss of 2%. If we don't catch it, we just don't catch it, and that's it. We move on to the next day. We don't try to get back in or anything. But basically, we had a red bar here, so we're going to be going long. So our entry point is here, and it goes down all the way to 1.8%. So you can see we're super close to getting stopped out right there. It comes up to 3% right there. This is where we sell half at this point right here. Set a stop loss to where we bought at. But then it just shoots up like crazy and we still have half of our position in and we're selling at the end of the day. So that comes out to a 42% gain for the remainder of our position. This trade could have easily not worked out. So even without it completely, the back tests are still good. This would have been 10% per month, and then March so far, we only have a couple days, but it's so far 7%. But it is very easy to implement. It is much easier than the Tesla trend surfing strategy that I posted a bunch of videos on. You take less trades, it's less time consuming, and it has more opportunity for these big wins. The most important thing here is to control the risk. You can't enter a stock like this without a stop loss, and you need to know how much of your total account balance you're risking at all times. I never go above 1%. All right, the market is about to open here in a couple seconds. And if I hit this tab over here, this is the spread. Once the market opens, and make sure that it's not too big, because we're going in with market orders. We're not setting a limit order, so we're going to get in not the best price, but only by 1 decimal point, it looks like. So That's totally fine. So right now, the first bar so far is green, and which means that we're going to be shorting, but we're definitely waiting to see how this closes over here in 2 minutes. Major pullback over here. Okay, the bar just turned red. Looks like it can't quite make up its mind if it wants to be red or green. We're buying because the first bar is red. Okay, we're in. This is our first profit target over here. We have our stop loss set. Okay, big green candle up. We're near our profit target over here, currently up around $600. We are at a resistance right here. Definitely nervous about holding until this last little bit, but definitely selling half at this resistance up here. Unfortunately, we need to cancel this order in order to sell half. Okay, we just sold half, and we're right clicking on the chart right here and setting a stop of where we bought at. So now it's a risk-free trade. And you saw it was a bit nerve-wracking there. Went about halfway down where my stop loss is. It was down about 1%, and then it reversed and hit 3%. Looks like we got stopped out. We had a big push up and then went all the way back down very quickly where we bought at. So made $364, and that's just selling half and getting stopped out at where we bought at. So that is a 1.5% gain, puts us at 9% for the month, and we will check back in tomorrow and do this strategy again. So other than this, I also have a new strategy for swing trading, and this is on a 1-day chart with the super trend default settings. So if you hit this D right here, and then under indicators, add the super trend, not changing the settings or anything. So every one of these candles represents 1 day. You enter a position after the 1-day candle closes with a sell change. So you got a buy signal over here. This is going to be our entry point right there. And then your exit is going to be the sell signal. So that is a 30% gain right there over 69 days. Under these 3 little dots right here, you do add alert on super trend, directional change. Select directional change over here, and then that way you get an alert once this becomes a sell signal, and then we'd be shorting the stock. We do the same thing with all of these. We diversify this strategy with about 10 different stocks. CrowdStrike has had an incredible year. After the buy signal here a little over a year ago, about 100%. Then we got a sell signal over here, so right now I'm looking to short it. I know this is high risk with a stock that's doing this well, but everything that has a big run up is going to have a big run down. And right now it's been around the same range for about a month, just consolidating. It tried to break it and then got rejected. So I think this is a good entry for short. So we just did get a sell signal with Marvel. The sell signal is today. So we're going to wait until tomorrow. If it still says sell over here, then we'll be going short. For CCL, we just got a buy signal. This one would have worked out really well the past year. You could see buy signal over here, sell, that's 50% gain. Sell over here into the buy signal right there, that's 10% gain. And then buy, and then you got the sell signal here, that's a 15% gain. And then you got the sell and the buy signal right here at break even. So now we're going to be going long because this buy signal closed. So for exiting the position, we take our loss with the super trend signal change. This max stop loss of 50%, I'm just setting this in case like the company goes bankrupt or something like that. This is like my real stop loss over here. And then for profit, same thing, super trend signal change. And then I am just going to take the profit if it's up 100%. I'm not really going to push it past that. These are the back tests for a bunch of stocks. So for 1 year on Rivian, the signal changed 10 times. And during that time, we took 44% losses and 110% gains. So that's really good. NVDA, it just changed 1 time. We'd be up 78%. AMD is pretty much break even. For SOUN, this is a huge gain over here. And you can see for the most part, we're either at break even or averaging about a 40% gain. And we are going to make our first purchase right now. So we're going to be going in with 5K. The real stop loss is going to be the sell signal. But I am setting this take profit and stop loss just in case something wild happens and I need to exit the position. All right, so we're in right now. We got our stop loss and take profit set, and we are already up $6. That's about the cost of extra guacamole at Chipotle. All right, and that is it for today. Tomorrow, again, we're going to do our SOUN reversals strategy, and we'll see if we continue to stay green on that. So we will see you then. All right, welcome back to day 2. We're going to do the same strategy today with SOUN, the hot new AI stock, where we're doing this new strategy called SOUN reversals. So if you look at February on this plan, we got stopped out about 55% of the time. So you kind of got to expect that when you're trading this. Like if you care too much about making a profit and you get too emotional because your stop loss hit, then that's kind of like a recipe for disaster. You might try to get back in or try to do stuff that doesn't follow the strategy. I kind of go in expecting the stop loss will hit. That way I'm not very disappointed if it does, and knowing that the strategy can still work in the long run, even though the stop loss hit, and it's actually going to hit most of the time. So it's all about expectations. Okay, the market just opened here. We're waiting 3 minutes here to see if this closes red or green. Okay, we got 30 more seconds here until this candle closes. So far it's green, but it's kind of close. It's been switching back, but I got my sell signal ready. We're ready to short. Okay, so we're shorting about halfway to our target. Okay, we sold half of our position, and we're going to right click here and set a stop loss. Looking at this chart, the way it's trading right now, I definitely think chances are high we're going to get stopped at where we bought at, but we are really going for the big wins on this because it's got some big moves, and I know that eventually we're going to catch a big move on this, and that's when we can make enough money to make up for all the times where the stop loss hits. But looking at the chart, you got the pre-market low right here. We're on that pre-market low. We have this high right here. I think chances are good it's going right back up to this level, but we'll see what happens. Up around $700 on the day. And just want to give an update on my swing trades, both down about 1%. I bought both of these yesterday. We're shorting CrowdStrike even though it's had this massive run, but anything that has a massive run is bound to go down, and it's been struggling over here at the top. It tried to break and got rejected. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. And today I'm going to be shorting Marvel as well because we just closed with the sell signal for that, going in with about 5K. Okay, so we are in on a short position. Okay, just a quick update over here. We did get stopped out where we bought at. So that was 1.5% gain for the day. Again, just like yesterday. You can see it broke this resistance. It made it all the way down here to 5% gain. And we didn't sell. We're going for the big wins over here. And then it jumped all the way back up to this resistance point, kind of like I was saying it'll probably do. And I think the likely scenario now is it's coming right back down. But this strategy is just one trade a day, so we're done for the day. So adding that to the back test, 1.5. You can see this happens a lot when you sell half and it gets stopped out where you bought at. All these 1.5% gains would really be 3% gains, and then when we miss out on the bigger winners over here, this 7% gain would be a 3% gain. So really quick, and I'm going to be seeing what happens if we simply just sell all at a 3% gain right here with a 2% stop loss. Okay, so we'd actually be up 13.6% if we just sold all at 3% for the month of March. But then for the month of February, if we just sold everything at 3% over here, we'd only be up 8% for the month. Whereas if we sell the second half at the end of the day, we're getting some of these big winners over here, you can see, and we managed to get this massive 23% winner. So we'd actually be up 31% on the month. So you can see clearly the way that I'm currently doing it has more potential. But this is still not bad, 8% a month. That's about 100% a year. So kind of as predicted, this resistance point, it got rejected right there and it's heading back down. But we're done for the day. We'll check back in tomorrow and let you know how we did. Later.